De favoriete clubavond uit je jeugd weer tot leven wekken? Piet Roberts uit Manchester doet het al 20 jaar. 2 keer in de maand. Hij kan er een boek over schrijven.
I'm actually 67 on Monday, same as my waist size. But I originally got into soul music very young. I used to go to school in Colliers, which is a suburb of Manchester in the UK, of course. And the school I went to was facing a record shop, and I used to go in every day and neither a poor bloke who was called Mr. Bowker would he play me Temptations.
I don't mind weeping if you keep by my side. Baby, sweet darling.
But he was a lovely man and suffered me, and I went in every day. I had a great love for black American soul music. I left school in '68, by the way, so the Tamla-Motown was massive. I loved it, and then I went to all the clubs in Manchester that I could get in at a young age. The most world famous one, of course, was Manchester's Twisted Wheel, which was no big deal because they only sold Coca-Cola and coffee, you know. And it wasn't a problem me getting in there, but I used to go all over, all these soul clubs. Manchester was a big, big soul city. Twisted Wheel was a 60s soul and mod club, and I'd like to say it still is. It's a love of the music, you know. I'm not there playing records I don't like. I still do love the music that I play, and plus I can play them louder in a club than I can at home. I've made a lot of friends on this journey, as they call it. This 20-year journey that I've had at the Twisted Wheel has been very different, and hopefully you'll read all about it in the book. Or maybe you won't.
And we're back with your host and myself here live, enjoying a cup of tea. So can you hear us, Pete?
Certainly can. So
okay. Yeah. Just wondering. You went silent. I wasn't used to that. So, how's the book going?
Oh, the book. To be honest, I haven't done any typing this week, which Jack is telling me to get a move on, and of course she's right. But I lived the book because it's all in my head what I'm going to say, and I have been doing lots of research this week, ringing people up, asking will they forward me things. Like I've been in touch with Phil Scott, who was a co-author of the fantastic book Central 1179. Of course, he's going to offer me some of his words about the second coming of the wheel. Lots of people are forwarding me photographs. Lots of people are sending me their journey along with me, you know, and they said how much they love the club. I've gathered lots of information this week, which of course that is still working on the book.
Okay, well, great. But in the meantime, waiting for the book, what's your first record that you want to play this week?
Yeah, well, Big Brett's been moaning that we don't play enough platters, so we're going to go with a fantastic one from the wheel, of course, Sweet Sweet Lovin'.
Can heal a heart
Yeah, that was my bit of a rough copy of the Platters. They made so many good records, but unfortunately I have to get me a better copy. So I think you had one on Pi, didn't you? Or a Piccadilly,
Yes.
or was it? The pink one?
Yeah, the reason I got
Or
this
the blue one.
of course, the reason I've got this one, I've also got the one that you've got. I do own a stateside one, but I bought this one deliberately because it's got a different B-side, and it's a great B-side called Going Back to Detroit. So that's I own both.
Have to try to get hold of one of those. Then, yeah, and the Platters, like you said, they made so many good records, unbelievable. And a lot of them were released in Holland as well, because of they were released on Pi. As is the next, as is your next choice as well.
Well, another massive wheel record, and it's getting ruined today, the big fella, Big Brett, because this is one of these favourites as well, and it's Roscoe Robinson, and that's Enough from '66.
I don't want security. I just want you to save your love for me, and that's enough.
That's enough, baby, that's enough.
That's enough, baby.
Baby, that's enough.
Your love and your love and your love is enough for me. Yeah.
Baby, that's enough. That's enough, oh, baby, that's enough.
I don't want glory or fame. I just want you to take my name, and that's enough.
That's enough, baby, that's enough.
That's enough, darling.
Baby, that's enough.
Your love, baby, is enough for me.
That's
Yeah.
enough, oh, baby, that's enough. That's enough, oh, baby, that's enough.
I don't want to wait until
No,
June
no, no.
before I hear that wedding tune. Baby, please, let's not delay. We would marry now if I had my way. Yeah. I don't want to be a millionaire.
No, no, no.
I just want your tender love and care, and that's enough.
That's enough, baby, that's enough.
That's enough, baby.
Baby, that's enough.
Your love and your love and your love is enough for me.
That's enough,
I
oh,
can make it, baby.
That's enough.
With your love,
That's enough, oh,
everything is
baby,
alright.
that's enough.
All I need, darling,
enough,
is
oh,
your
baby,
love. I don't want to wait until June
No, no.
before I hear that wedding tune. Baby, please, let's not delay. We would marry now if I had my way. Yeah. I don't want to be a millionaire.
No, no, no.
I just want your tender love and care, and that's enough.
That's enough, baby, that's enough.
That's enough, baby.
Baby, that's enough.
Your love and your love and your love is enough for me.
That's enough,
I
oh,
can make it, baby.
That's enough.
With your love,
That's enough, oh,
everything is
baby.
alright. All I need, darling,
That's enough,
is
oh,
your
baby,
love.
that's enough.
I don't want to be a millionaire.
That's enough,
No,
oh, baby, that's enough.
I just want your
That's enough,
tender
oh,
love and
baby,
care.
that's enough.
Yeah, the wonderful Roscoe Robinson and Baby That's Enough. Great record.
Well, we've kicked off with two belting wheel classics there. Of course we have. I mean, they're all good, aren't they? But like I said last week, what we're going to play is just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it? I mean, I hope any new listeners or people who don't know about wheel music think that this is it. It's not. There's hundreds of wheel records. Going back to the book, and the reason why I'm not hovering around the keyboard, I am going to write this book. I promise everyone it's going to be done, and it will be done. But it is difficult for me. I'm very, very streetwise. I'm not saying I'm an academic. In fact, I've never, ever, other than Roderick the Red Pirate, and that was at 15, I've never read a book. I've never wrote a proper letter. In fact, when I was in prison, I was diagnosed as dyslexic, and I welcomed it. And I said to the teacher, I was doing English classes, and I said, I'm glad about that. So I said, well, you're the first person ever to say you're glad and pleased that you're dyslexic. So I just said, well, I thought I was thick. And she said, no, you're not thick. You just struggle with words. So you've got to think what I'm up against here, Jos. I've never read a book. I've never wrote a complete letter. And I'm writing a book. So think about the struggle I've got in front of me.
Yeah, but what you mean by never read a book? I think you read the Central 1179, I think, from front to back. So that's a book as well.
Well, of course it's a book, but I've only looked at things that interest me. It's not like my wife reads 3 books in a day.
Yeah,
I'm not an avid reader. I have thumbed through boxing books and scooter books, but I have never sat down with a book, you know, from a library or. I mean, there was loads of
proper literature, you know.
No, I haven't. No, but you're not talking.
I can't do that as well.
I've got an O-level in English, which means all these people who think, "Oh, I've got so many O-levels." It's got to be easy. If someone like me can do it, who's solid, it's not hard, is it?
Well, I think if you can talk, you can write.
Oh, I can talk.
Well, then you can write as well. You can tell stories, so that's the most important thing. Talking about stories. What's your next record?
Well, both sides of this was played at the Swish's Wheel, of course, and it's an excellent double-sider, and it's a hoo-hoo song, but we're going to play Since You Showed Me How to Be Happy.
What a fantastic record. I forgot how good it was. I always tended to play the hoo-hoo song, but this is really
better.
good. Yeah.
It's a lot faster. I mean, they're both fast, but that has got the edge on.
Yeah, but it's brilliant. Yeah, really. I love it. I have to play it more often. Great.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And going back to me talking, I am a good talker. I might talk a lot of nonsense at times. I'm aware of that. And Jackie always tells me to shut up. I mean, can you imagine living with me 24/7? And we've always worked together, you know.
I think 1 hour a week is just enough for me.
It's bad enough. Right, but let me tell you this, because I like to come out with sometimes maybe a bit controversial. This isn't controversial, it's all true. When I was in Strange Ways, and that's a prison, of course, for them who don't know, HMP Manchester it's called now, they've dropped the grim name. I was approached by the Screws. They said, we watch you all day long. So I said, do you? So they said, yeah. They said, we see you walking about the wings and you're laughing and joking and talking to everyone. I said, yeah, because that's what I like to do. I'm a good talker. So they said, we want to ask you, will you be a listener? Now, for people who don't know what a listener is in prison, it's a good job if you're a smoker because they give you a half ounce of burn every week, which is tobacco, of course, to give anyone who's struggling, who rings your bell and wants to see you. And I refused this job on the grounds that I said I would do the job as a listener. They bring these prisoners to you at any time, day or night, who's crying that they're missing the wives or the children or whatever. I said I would do the job, but I'm not accepting any sex offenders, so I'm not doing it.
Okay, yes, which I can understand, because that's always a difficult situation in prison if they put people like that together with other prisoners. And
well, to be honest, they do have what they call a nonces wing. A nonces wing.
Yeah, to keep them separate. Yeah, for their own safety. I can understand. Yeah.
Hey, and they do fight each other because they're trying to outdo each other. Well, I outdo you because I've murdered children, and no one was going to enter my life like that because I've been murdering them. I've been rolling around that cell. Someone was telling me about sexually assaulting people and children. I'd be doing them in.
I can understand, yeah. Hey, but let's keep it on a lighter note, the program, because we're fortunate that we're not there anymore, or at all. So I think our next record, I think that person has probably spent some time in a penitentiary, probably because of different activities. At least he said once of his later bands, I remember a quote by him, like, they must have opened up the prison gates for this band to happen. And that was the later incarnation of the Detroit Wheels. So tell us about the next record.
What a character. Well, it's going to be You Get Your Kicks, of course, and it's a Mitch Ryder. What a man.
Gotta get the last word in now, baby. You know it.
this guy had everything going for him. He came from Detroit. He played with soul acts, and he's considered a rocker and a punk rocker before his time. So can't go wrong there.
Great.
Yeah, he is.
And we're fortunate enough to see him live and speak to the man. You know, I mean, I had a laugh with him. I'll put it that way. I won't really go into it at all because well, it was great. It was great to meet him.
Yeah, it was. It was. I can imagine. Yeah. I won't repeat all the things that I heard him say to the ladies in the room during the concert, but he was taking the piss out of everybody.
He was. Yeah, he tried it with me, but I'll give him as good back when I had a little chat with him. I said, I've waited 40 years to see you, you bastard. It's a bit stronger than that, actually. But he took it well. He did. You know, it was great.
Oh yeah. He can. I think he can understand a joke or two. So, and another odd one in the soul scene is your next record, I think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Now this is a birthday request. Well, actually, I'm requesting it for Vicky Young, who celebrates her birthday tomorrow. And I've only just remembered, Vicky, about your birthday, and I've not seen this couple now for 4.5 years, for all we talk regular, and they always send me a birthday card, which is lovely. And I knew that her birthday was coming up very shortly, but it's actually tomorrow. And I've not got the card yet, but you will be getting one. So, and this is an appropriate record as well for Vicky and Phil. He'll laugh at that. And this is Little Queen of Bill Black's Combo.
Yeah, it's Elvis Presley's bass player, but you wouldn't believe that when you would hear it for the first time, I think.
Well, you're a font of knowledge there, because I didn't know that.
Really? This is Bill
No, this is-
Bill Black. You know, you can see him in, behind Elvis on the big acoustic bass, the double bass, as they call it.
Okay, I'll have to look for him. You know what always made me laugh about them Elvis Presley films? He always won every fight, didn't he? He did.
And
Never got good
I think
idea.
he couldn't punch an old lady, I think, even.
But, so
And,
going back-
and he won every motorcycle race. He won every car race.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And a few singing contests, but that was, I believe that.
Yeah, I bet never thought at the time that Tom Jones would be with his wife.
That's true.
That's true. So that was for the birthday girl, celebrating her birthday tomorrow. That was for you, Vicky. And going back to other friends of ours, which is Mike Brown and Linda from Cannock, we've still not got your record yet, but it'll be coming soon, so forgive me for that.
Yeah, it's the mailman is to blame, but it's in the can, and we'll certainly play it on one of the next shows.
1 week. Yeah, of course, yeah. So our next one is the American Poets, and fabulous record from '66, of course. She Blew a Good Thing.
Yeah, fantastic classic wheel track by the Poets. I also have a different version by, is it Silky Hargraves or somebody else? I think
I don't know.
that's a bit later on. Oh, maybe I'll try to squeeze it in the next show. I'm not sure if it was played at the wheel or not, but this one surely was. I think because this is really a proper wheel classic.
Which one? The next one?
No, the Poets. She Blew a Good Thing.
Oh, the Poets. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, very expensive. That you know that now.
No.
Very expensive.
Really? Is it?
Yeah. Come on, well, how much do you think it is then?
25 or something.
You're joking on what? On a British one?
No, no, on American. Oh, maybe the British one is more rare.
It's got 1.5 for that. Easy.
Really?
150 quid. Easy. Yeah.
Okay. Now mine's the symbol copy.
It's same record, of course. But
Yeah, and then they're called the Poets because I think on those British releases they're called the American Poets probably because
it was.
there was some confusion about band names, which happened all the time. I think in the '60s as well. So
Yeah. Well, that is an expensive one. 66 American Poets
okay.
record. Now this one's requested to a lovely couple who comes to the wheel, of course, when we're open. We could talk about that, but we talked for about an hour this morning, haven't we, before we kick the show off?
Yeah.
So this is going out to Ange, that's Angela and Mark from Meltham. So this is one that you requested.
And it's Madeline Bell.
Picture me in someone else's arms. Picture me making love to you.
You think I don't know, but baby I've got eyes and I can see that some other girl is making you look twice at me. So baby, when you look me over, before you tell me that it's over,
Picture me in someone else's arms.
baby, picture me in someone else's arms. Are you sure that you can go? Picture me go, baby. Picture me go. Now I understand that little boys all want to play, but baby, be sure that you can see tomorrow today. And baby, when you look me over, before you tell me that it's over,
Picture me in someone else's arms.
baby, picture me in someone else's arms. Are you sure that you can go? Picture me go, baby. Picture me go. I don't want this to happen, but if it must, I'll give my love to someone that I can trust. But if you decide that I'm the only one for you, then I'll make you see that you can really picture me true. So baby, when you look me over, before you tell me that it's over,
Picture me in someone else's arms.
baby, picture me in someone else's arms. Are you sure that you can go? Picture me go, baby. Picture me go.
Picture me in someone else's arms.
Baby, picture me in someone else's arms. Are you sure that you can go? Picture me go, baby.
Yeah, fabulous Madeline Bell. And do you think Dusty Springfield ever recorded this one as well?
Well, she may have done. I mean, I know they was very close, wasn't they?
Yeah, because now I can see on the sleeve that the B-side is "Go Ahead On," and that was written by Dusty Springfield, I think, and recorded by her as well.
Yeah. Well, she probably did. They might have sung it to each other in bed.
Probably they did, yeah, and why not? They were, people enjoying what they are, and she has a fantastic voice, Madeline Bell, and I think she really liked living in Britain and not going back to the US because of how people treated her here, because she was probably better treated in the UK than in the US.
The thing is, who doesn't want to live in Great Britain? The thing what annoys me about is respect the country. If you want to live here, abide by our rules.
Yeah, but that was not what I meant. So
Know what you meant. I just got that one in.
okay, that's not the purpose of this show, you know.
No, I know.
I'm not gonna brag about Holland or that we're driving on the right side and you're driving on the wrong side of the road and things like that. That's not the point. Hey, but have you been cheating lately or not?
I've never cheated. This is a great record, of course, signed by them as well. 1966, my favourite year. You've been cheating the impressions. Fortunate enough to have seen them many times.
Yeah, I only saw them once, and unfortunately without Curtis Mayfield with him. But I saw him later on in the 80s performing solo in
Curtis. Yeah.
Curtis, yeah, and he performed on a big festival in Holland. I think there were 100,000 people there, and that was his biggest audience ever. So, and he cheated a lot. So he's complaining here about his girlfriend, but it should have been the other way around.
I'm trying hard to forget that you've been cheating. Wishing you I'd never met, 'cause you've been cheating. Did you know lies can't be seen in your eyes? And from wrong you'll never be free. No use in crying, you've been lying, you've been cheating, cheating on me. Yeah, you made me suspect, and I know you don't want me. Cookies crumble, and that's how it goes. You don't want me. Did you know lies can't be seen in your eyes? And from wrong you'll never be free. No use in crying, you've been lying, you've been cheating, cheating on me. Another lover you discover. All love's gone and I don't know why. It's just as well though. At last I do know all said was just a lie. So I'm trying hard to forget. You've been cheating. Wishing you I'd never met, 'cause you've been cheating. Did you know lies can't be seen in your eyes? And from wrong you'll never be free. No use in crying, you've been lying, you've been cheating, cheating on me. You've been cheating, you've been cheating. You must not love me. You've been cheating. You must not want me. You've been cheating.
Yeah, one of the greats. Always goes down really well. This.
Fabulous. One of my favourites, of course.
Yeah.
Fabulous record.
Yeah, it's a pity there's no video footage of them performing this, because I would love to see that. Well, maybe it will turn up once from the vault, and I'll play it at the wheel when it opens up again.
Of course. We should have been working together this weekend, shouldn't we, at Blackpool?
Yeah,
The Richard Serling, the International Soul Festival, which, of course, quite rightly has been cancelled because of this virus, and along with everywhere else, of course.
yeah. There's. I haven't seen any announcements of Soul Nights yet, and probably wisely so, I think, for the time being.
Well, I think so. You know, I mean, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe you could write the full year off before people have got the confidence and feel safe to enter these. More so the club I've got, which is a little basement with no windows. You know, a few hundred people packed into that place, and this is still about. We're just all committing suicide. That's my view. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think you're absolutely right. No, you could do it on the outside on the boulevard at Blackpool, maybe with a big sound system and people keeping a safe distance. But inside,
No.
not a good
No,
idea.
hopefully, you know, everyone wants it. I get emails constantly, when are we opening, phone calls, when are we opening? Well, when it's safe to do so.
Yeah.
And like I've explained, if the government and the health officials say it's gone, well, I don't think people of a certain age will think, let's give it 2 months. If nobody's dead within that 2 months, maybe we'll go in the basement.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Maybe I'm right.
Yeah, or no. I think it's not You're not wrong, no. And and only if there's a vaccine developed, of course, which is proven, then it will be safe. But before that, better stay on the safe side.
Of course, and I think people's health and life is more important than money.
And music, even. Well,
And music. Well, yeah, we both love
music's
music.
quite important. But in the meantime, we'll be making shows, and I'm getting reactions from people as well, like, "Oh, when will you record your next show with Pete Roberts? Because it's I'm in lockdown, I can't go anywhere, and it brightens up a wet day, and I'm really looking forward to it. And can I put in a request as well?" I said, "No, it's Pete's show, so write
it's
him."
not.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Jos. You put more into this show than I do. I mean, I'm just sat here doing nothing. Anyway, we want to try and get through these records. I'll talk to you all day if you want, but I know that you want to get it uploaded to YouTube, of course, and The Twisted Wheel lives on Facebook. But this next record, I love this record, and it has been requested again. I remember the first copy of that I got, which was broken through my letterbox when I was a kid. The postman broke it, shoving it through the letterbox. I was gutted. And I bought that mail order from F.L. Moores in Leighton Buzzard, and I was absolutely horrified.
And
But that's broke.
but but you got a decent copy later on, hopefully.
Oh, I've had several because people have, oh, it's my birthday and I love that, and like a fool, I've given more records away than I own.
Well, fortunately, I have a copy, so I will play it for you. Here it is, Willie T.
Brilliant.
I told you that I loved you time and time again. But you got me crying, baby, and my tears are flowing just like rain. Well, I'm all alone and blue as can be, and I'm walking up a one-way street. I would quit you, honey. I'd quit you for good. If I could, I really would. And sometimes I think I should. Well, I'm all alone and blue as can be, and I'm walking up a one-way street. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know it don't take much. It don't take much to please me. But every day here lately seems like all you do is tease me. Well, I'm all alone and blue as can be, and I'm walking up a one-way street. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought one day, baby, I'd live to be your groom. It seems as though it's the other way round, and I'm walking to my doom. Well, I'm all alone in blue as can be, and I'm walking up a one-way street. Yeah. Oh, keep on walking, keep on talking. Oh, baby, keep on walking.
Yeah, some proper beach music from the Carolinas and Willie T. And I think he's still performing with this his biggest hit.
No, he's not, Jos.
Did he die?
He's been dead years.
Is he? Oh dear! I saw a video of him and I thought it was recent. Oh shit!
No,
Well, that proves I'm not the music professor you think I am.
Well, I didn't know that Bill Black was Elvis Presley's bass player, so I don't know everything. I just
Okay,
know
yeah, but it's not a contest, so we're just helping each other out. So
of course. So,
yeah.
I mean, really, we should say hello to a lot of people who listen to the show, because I get lots of people who do tune in, and thanks very much. I'd like to say hi to an old wheeler, of course, not seen her for a long time, and that's Linda Seddon. And she lives down south, so hi Linda, I know you're listening to this show. I'd also like to say hi to Jill Greenhalgh and Big Phil, of course, from Blackpool. So if we was to talk about all the listeners, we wouldn't play any records, so I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, of course.
Music of Harlem Shuffle, he goes to get coffee from a coffee bar around the corner and bring it back to all the villains who are planning the next bank robbery. And he comes in with 4 coffees, and he's walking along on the Harlem Shuffle. And so I was telling the teacher already while he was showing the clip, I said, hey, this is my first record I bought in my life. I have a copy, I own it for 50 years. And the whole classroom was looking at me like, who is this lunatic? And are you still there, Pete? Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I've not watched it. One of my daughters told me to watch it. I don't watch much television at all. In fact, I got a telephone call yesterday saying, did I watch the Motown documentary? And I've not. So I will do. I believe it's absolutely fantastic. It's just that I've not. When I get up in the morning, I'm normally up about 5:30. I think that's why I always look this rough. Maybe if I had a proper night's sleep, I might be handsome. But anyway, I get up about 5. The first thing I do is put the idiot box on the television, and I don't even watch the television.
No,
The next thing I do.
But if you, and then you listen, music all day. But do you have Netflix? Because I think the Motown documentary might be there. At least Baby Driver, I thought, was there as well.
Well, I will watch it. My daughter's recommended it to me. I haven't watched it. The Motown one has been recorded by Jackie for me. Downloaded on whatever it is in the corner there, because it was on in the UK this week.
Oh, okay.
So I will watch it, of course. I believe it's fabulous, of course. And I'm a great lover of Motown. And these people, I know I'm on one now, these people who decry Motown are talking out their asses.
Yeah, they're snobs. Motown is, it's not what started it all, but that's what got all the people in Holland anyway into soul music, I think. And and they sort of, from there, they started exploring, like, if there's something as good as Motown, there must be more. And but it's Motown that started it all.
Well, it's the sound as well, isn't it? Everything about Motown is quality. Everything. The writers, the singers, the musicians.
Yeah, the production.
Sound.
James Jamerson.
Everything.
I haven't got him here now this time, but yeah. But
And
there were other cities in the US as well, of course, with great music scenes, and
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago, Philadelphia, and the South. And because we just played Willie T, I think the next record is a bit from the same sort of area.
This record, The Times of course, Be Young, Be Foolish, But Be Happy, is a request. Now, I got this request in from Ben Carson. He said, can you play it for my lovely wife, who celebrated her birthday on Sunday? So I look forward to seeing you in the Buxton crew when we reopen, of course. When that'll be, nobody knows, do they?
Until then, we will stay young and foolish and happy.
Be young, be foolish, but be happy. Be young, be foolish, but be happy. Don't let the rain get you down, it's a waste of time. Have your fun, live every day in the bright sunshine. It's the same old story all over the world. Girl needs boy and boy needs girl. So be young, be foolish, foolish, but be happy. Be young, be foolish, but be happy. Don't let love slip away. Live your life for today. Life is too short to worry about unimportant things. Reach for the sky and touch your star, and then you'll find your dream. Because dreaming all alone is a shame indeed. But if you got love, that's all you'll need. So be young, be foolish, girl, be happy. Be young, be foolish, girl, stay happy. Be young, be foolish, girl, be happy.
I was trying to talk to Pete off camera, but my system won't allow it, unfortunately. But this was the Thames, and unfortunately, I don't have a proper copy because this was stereo for you listeners who listen on more than one speaker. And of course, all our records were mono in the 60s.
Of course. You was breaking up a bit then, but you've assured me that from your end it'll be perfect.
Oh yes, yes it will, yes it will. I was just trying something to see if I could talk back to you from the other end, but it, we'll practice a little bit.
Headphones. I've got no headphones on anyway, have I? So
yeah. Next time, probably. Hey, we have time for one more record, so and then we're already reaching the end.
Our time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This record, I've also got a British one of this as well, but I thought it doesn't matter. It plays the same whether it's on American or British. British ones, I don't know, at least £100 now. And this was requested, of course, Tune Up by Dave and Karen Keating.
And what a wonderful record it is. And, like to thank all our viewers and listeners and our loony presenter from Manchester as well.
I'm not as daft as I portray. Certainly no one's fool.
I didn't use that word.
I've made mistakes in life. Show me a person who hasn't.
Me.
Because anyone who's never made any mistake, oh, come on. There's no such person who's never made a mistake.
I was joking.
I know that.
My biggest mistake was starting to be a music fan because it ruined me. Took all my money.
I think the biggest mistake you met was meeting me.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough for now. I'll call it quits. Yeah. Hey, stay safe, everybody, and see you next week. And here's Junior Walker.